sorry, folks. I'm having wardrobe malfunctions over here on the bleeding edge, but that's okay. All right, folks. There you go. I apologize. Our Tusken Raider outfits and uniforms and whatnot are handmade, right? Handcrafted in the desert. And, made out of cactus and shit and lizard, all kinds of bones and shit. So, sometimes some shit will happen. But, folks, MCU'S Bleeding Edge of the house. Jeff SAK, True Knowledge, creator and co-host. Moderating this, going to be informative, funny, controversial, potentially. Deep. The Acolyte, Star Wars, Episode 2 recap with a guest panel that, as of right now, is being made up by my co-host Cyberneticshark, veterans contributing on the fucking Bleeding Edge panel for eons and shit, right? Jesse Starcher and Kyle from FPN. Imran from the Jock and Nerd podcast. Somehow we found his ass out in the desert, and whatnot, everything. He's back. Showed up, came back from Shogun after he kicked some ass on the panel. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? What's up, Cyber?
The usual. Nothing new here.
Sir, please specify. Are you having an all right evening?
My night is okay, sir. It is okay.
All right. Well, I might have to sue somebody real quick about my fucking Tusken Raider mask. I'm not appreciating this shit. Anyways, Mr. Starcher, it's good to see you, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm glad to be back here on the Bleeding Edge. It's been a lot of fun already before the show got started.
Sir,
and now we actually get.
Look, I got dressed up for you, sir. Just for you.
I love that. I love that. As a matter of fact, my goodness, you look fantastic.
Oh, and look, there we go. Now we got the youngest. We got the Gen Zer on the panel now. Mr. Rathacon is over here. What's up, Rathacon?
I'm doing well, man. Traffic sucks.
Well, hey, you know what? So does that fucking bitch that plays fucking May. So there you go.
You had to say that.
Anyways, Kyle, sir, how are you? It's good to see you, brother.
Yeah, I think I took a wrong turn. Are we sure we're not on Arrakis instead of talking
Yes.
Star Wars? You in your still suit there?
I'm feeling very forced up, these days from the Acolyte, bro. I'm feeling the force. I'm one with the force, and so I've got to, represent with my Tusken Raider. Imran, you weren't shocked to see me in a costume, right? When you came on the show.
No, but you kind of look like a space harkening DJ playing EDM on Arrakis. I don't know. There should be turntables in front of you. I'm not sure what's going on there. But I missed you guys. I'm glad to be back. Shogun, talking about Shogun is great. I got into Fallout, Wrath. It's great to see you.
Well, hey, the Bleeding Edge is a little bit more rare when Imran is on the panel.
Medium rare, but rare is also good.
Sir, let's be honest. You and I both like it however we can fucking get it, bro. We'll take whatever at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Shit can be well done. You just put a paper bag on her head. Rathacon, sir. You're too young to be knowing about that shit yet, so you haven't had to come across that yet. How you doing, sir? How's Gen Z treating you?
Oh my god, dude. I will say that I had a sabbatical from Gen Z, so that's why I feel a lot better now. But traffic is a whole different ballgame.
Well, if you want to toss me any of those Gen Z hoes, you know what I'm saying? True Knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Well,
I mean, they're transgender, by the way, so hopefully you're okay with that, like how you said in previous live streams.
Well, sir, of the entire U.S. population, only less than, I think, 0.07% of the entire population is transgender. So there can't be that many of them over there in Gen Z.
I mean, I'm at the hot spot.
There's got to be some healthy, green-skinned, bald, fucking,
Green skin. You want green
He's
skin.
into aliens. Yeah.
Lesbo, Master Jedi broads, whatever I can hang out with. What's up?
Dude,
Let's do it, baby.
you get your space ticket. Go get your space ticket. Go to Mars, I think they call it, or the moon. I don't know where you find green skin people. We don't have that here.
You got Venestra on the show, you got Jedi Venestra. She's right up your alley there, Jeff. Go find her.
Oh, you know what? I've had others of pop culture guy hiding down at the bottom of the screen, Cyber. You know how that happens sometimes? People get lost down there. Andres, how long were you hanging out down there in prison, bro?
I was talking to Raph. I was a ghost in the cyberspace. So,
Oh, okay, I see. Good to know.
I was just watching you guys talking, so that's what I'm doing. Hello, everyone. How you guys doing?
What's up, Andres?
Oh well, I'm sorry. I didn't see you down there, but my vision's a little bit inhibited by my Tusken Raider shield. You know,
I don't know. I think I kind of agree with Kyle. You look more like Dune.
Yeah, it's very dude. Can you see? Can you see?
Well, I gotta watch out just in case, like, you know, some chick throws some little kunai 2-inch knife at me or whatnot, everything that kills me from scratch.
Wait, is that a hazmat suit? Just curious.
No, bro. This is the Amazon, like, fucking AA plus, you know, price, like, you know, Tusken Raider fucking, like, fab right here. What's up?
It's
Let's
not
do it.
Tusken Raider.
Yo, I'm Tusken Raider right here, motherfucker. Don't even play.
Wait, talk about your face isn't even Tusken Raider.
Do not question my sand people fucking integrity.
Until I saw the helmet, I thought it was a Snuggie, and I was like, well.
It's the team version of a Tusken Raider. That's why.
Us sand people are very proud. All right, we're very proud people. You know, seriously, come on.
I feel like there's Florida man comment somewhere in here, but I just don't know where.
life's tough in those sand people villages, man. It's tough. It's just not easy, bro. You know,
That's why you moved to Abu Dhabi.
those streets are cold, baby. They're cold. At Tatooine. Anyways, so first question for the panel to start things off. Since we've got some newcomers that weren't on our first episode review of The Acolyte, why don't we start off with the question one that is just basically going to be everyone's thoughts in general about episode one heading into episode 2. I apologize. What are your general thoughts? Take your time, but try to keep it under, 3-4 minutes. I'll start with you, Jesse Starcher, then I'll go to you, Kyle. Honor system, and all that shit. What do you think, Jesse? What were your thoughts on episode 1 since we're about to break down episode 2?
Yeah. So, I mean, I was on board on episode 1. I don't have a huge attachment to the lore of Star Wars, as a lot of people do, but I certainly wasn't deaf to the Twitter outrage that this series had brought. So I was like, okay, let's get ready and see what we're going to run into here in this first episode. Aside from, I'm sure you guys probably talked about how fire has a tough time existing in space. Aside from that big reveal, I did not have much of a problem with the first episode. I didn't hate it. I thought, okay, well, I guess I'm a little bit on board for this story. Find out what exactly is going on in this period of Star Wars, because I know this takes place well before some of the stories that I'm very familiar with. But, hey, we got lightsabers. We got, just like you said, we got somebody throwing kunais at everybody, these knives. We got, who's the imposter? How in the world is she acting like, nothing is going on while she's working on the ship? She just killed a Jedi. What is going on? Okay. All right. So I'm down for the mystery part of it.
And who cut her hair? Stevie Wonder?
did not occur to me to think about that. But yeah, I mean, I was okay with the first episode. Didn't have any problems, and I was on board for the rest of the story until we got to episode 2.
Oh, so like if you would have been on the panel last week, you would have been like high rating episode 1.
Well, I wouldn't have called it like extremely. It would have probably been maybe a 6 or 7. It wasn't anything to knock my socks off. I'll just tell you that much. But I mean, as far as was I invested? Okay, yeah, I'll stick with this character and the story here and see where it goes.
That's about what the last chick I hung out with would not guess what the length of my penis was. My super tiny penis was 6 or 7 centimeters.
Metric system.
Not inches, centimeters. Anyway, sorry about that. I didn't mean that to drop 2 bombs on you in one shot there, Jesse, but you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Kyle, my friend, it's good to have you back on the Bleeding Edge, brother. Good to talk Star Wars with you. What are your thoughts on episode 1, sir? It might have been the best episode of the whole if we're based off of what we're going off of now, I'd say right now, yeah,
it was probably the best episode of the whole series. It had, I'm like Jesse, it had enough to make me go, okay, I'm willing to dive in and at least check out and see what direction they're going to go in. I thought, Carrie Ann Moss basically doing her Trinity routine in Jedi robes was somewhat interesting, and I was curious to see what the characters were, even though the twists that they were presenting seemed pretty predictable. But yeah, I mean, I would say it was an average first episode. It didn't do anything to turn me off of it, but I was it did what it needed to do on a basic level. It kept me interested enough to want to tune in for the next week. But am I going to say it was anything mind blowing? No.
Is it possible? Is it possible that they come through the decision making process to kill off Carrie Ann Moss like that so quickly that right there just shows you what you're going to get from the whole series from jump? If that's the master planner,
it puts you in a corner, especially considering how much they hyped Carrie Ann Moss being in the show, and it either puts you in a corner of, okay, with stunt casting, or we're going to get a lot of flashbacks in this show, and I think we know now that it's probably option B on that aspect of it. But no, it's just it's one of those things to where it was okay. There's enough here to at least keep me interested, but it's also I'm looking at this and going, yeah, this could go off the rails real quick if they depending on which direction they take it. And unfortunately, we'll talk about it a little in this episode 2. I think we're trending off the rails instead of staying on the rails.
Well, sir, you know what? Sometimes that does happen. We'll have to see. Mr. Rethicon, sir. Episode 1, you've had some time to think about it a little bit, and digest it.
Well, in the episode 1 review, I was known to have one of the highest ratings out of all the panelists. And just like Jesse said, it had stuff in the episode that makes you think, hey, it's pretty good. It's better than what the Twitter outrage is. And what Kyle said, they have some stuff that wants to get you going. And I believe in the review last week, I said the death of Kellyanne Moss was actually what encouraged me to watch episode 2, why I got hooked in the show right from jump. So,
man, you said that Yord took out Death Star.
Yord.
No. I sent you that tweet talking about how the cast doesn't even know about Star Wars, which is one of the things I did not like.
I'm just kidding, right? I know you care deeply about Yord. I'm sorry.
Wait, what is? I thought Jermaine's the one who likes Yord.
I haven't discussed Yord with Jermaine, sir. Yeah.
I thought you were supposed to, yesterday or something.
Jermaine's a hard man to talk to sometimes.
What does he do for a living?
He's a teacher.
So he has great work-life balance. He's not like an accountant like Kyle here.
This is true.
Yeah.
Anyway, sir, I didn't mean to throw you off by mentioning your hero.
But yeah, that's all I have to say. It's episode 1, great start. You got to kill that one character so we get hooked. And episode 2, we see the chase.
How did killing off the fucking the most biggest named actor or actress in the entire
Dude, what do you
series?
mean by biggest name? I've never heard of her until we came on this show last week.
Like you think the show cooked off that? Oh man.
Yeah, dude, I got hooked onto that. Literally. Okay, I don't know about her. I've never seen The Matrix.
Bro, you never saw The Matrix, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, so?
You have no appreciation for Trinity, bro.
Who's Trinity?
Watch The Matrix.
Can we boot him off the panel now?
Yeah. Whoa.
Trinity is the reason. Trinity is the reason that Carrie Ann Moss cashed a $50 million check.
Wait,
for
why
that
do you care
fucking
so
segment
much
of that episode
about her when she's epic in The Matrix? But it's this is a different field, okay?
Not Leslie Headland's mind, sir. Anyways, Cyberneticshark, sir. Have you had any new inspiring thoughts on episode 1 of The Acolyte?
No. What I said last week about it is exactly the same this week. Utter trash. Utter trash.
Oh, yeah.
It was formerly actually titled The Occulty, but somebody changed it. So, I don't know what happened with that.
Just to be called Star Wars Lesbos in Space. That's what it should have called.
Oh, wowzers.
Anyways, All right. I'll save you for last, Imran. I'll go to you, Andre, the pop culture guy. This is the first question, so you never know where this one might go, folks. Andre, the pop culture guy, sir. Any interesting new, entertaining thoughts on episode 1 of The Acolyte?
No. It's just okay. Want the show to be over with, but we can't. So we have 8 more weeks.
Sir, are you tired from working with Shaq on his free throws?
No, I'm tired watching this episode that is called The Acolyte, episode 2. But no, nothing much. I was with the other majority that thought episode 1 was just very okay. It was okay Star Wars pilot for the show. I thought episode 2 was better, but not much really to say about it. But yeah, just very disappointing right now with the show. But we'll get to that.
I see. All right. Making excuses so you can get off The Acolyte, go fucking, go review some wussy shit or whatever. You don't want to fuck with the.
Actually, guys, you should all join the Monday Report because we're gonna review House of the Dragon. That will be immensely better show than this show.
Sir,
Wait, what are you talking about, dude?
The House of the Dragon is not going to have anything on The Acolyte, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
The hot D is the best D you're gonna get. That's all I'm saying.
That's what she said. Anyways, Imran. Imran, episode 1, baby. What's up? Let's get cooking.
Yeah, look, the Star Wars shows have been hit or miss. I really loved Andor. I loved the first few seasons of The Mandalorian. This first step, it was just okay, like everybody said. I see some potential. I appreciate some of the hand-to-hand combat and the wire work, kind of making like kung fu fight scenes. Like that was kind of cool. But like you said, Rathacon, it was ballsy for them to kill Trinity right away. I was like, oh, okay, maybe you got my attention. But we learned things. What do we learn? We learned that a proper seatbelt will save you from an entire spaceship just crashing through the atmosphere. You just need a seatbelt, people. You'll be fine. But I did like this mystery. If they can make this procedural kind of crime mystery show, they've been unraveling the mystery kind of quickly. I'm in. I like that this is 100 years before. There's no Skywalkers, but there's tons of Jedi and lightsabers. I'm here for that. And Wookiee Jedi at the end is that's this episode. Sorry, I'm getting ahead. But I'm excited for Wookiee Jedi.
I've been so focused on my Tuscan, role, moderating the show, but in the Tuscan mindset, I didn't even realize we're blowing it up right now. We have like hella fucking people watching us. What's up, folks? What's up, audience? Well, that's right. You're here for the Acolyte episode 2 recap. Let's do it. Let's fucking get it, baby. Just like Deadpool and Wolverine, right? Just not as cool. But Jesse Starcher's here now, so it's all right. Anyways, all right. So The Acolyte. My only thoughts on episode 1 of The Acolyte are just that there are many things about it I find very amusing. Like the fact that a campfire managed to exist in space.
Yeah, but wait, hold on. Have we not? This is not a documentary. It's a fantasy. You can hear the spaceships fly by. The Death Star blew up. There's a big fireball. This has been established. I understand.
There was fire before on other ships on previous Star Wars movies, but they never put campfire music or sound. They put other sounds.
The campfire sound, I think, because she was remembering the trauma and the incident, and maybe I thought they were doing a little sound mix because she's thinking about when her whole village burned down.
I've heard insiders are saying that in one of the future episodes, not May, but her twin, Osha, is going to be in a dark scene like Shaq in Shogun, right? Where you're just going to hear like an electric buzzing sound, and then the lights are going to come on, and she's actually using that little droid fucking she tossed to as a sex toy, right?
Well, that Pictoid, I'm pretty sure there's an attachment for that.
She said, she was like, anyways, so hey, that thing's very universal. It has a lot of capabilities. So the insiders are just saying. So the way that the episode the second episode of The Acolyte starts. And just to be really quick on this, I believe the intro or the title is Revenge Justice. Because they have, that really like a cool, rebel like slash on all their titles with different words.
So they're all going to be like that, probably 2 words with a slash in between.
Yeah, it's supposed to represent the non-binary actress Amandla.
Or the light and the dark.
Yeah, and the 2 women scissoring into reproduction. Yes, it's all a part of the Force, sir, mythos, sir.
Hey Jeff, you're gonna bring up someone with a degree in lesbian penis studies when talking about how they made the twins?
Sir, lesbian penis studies is not a class. It's something that happens that Cyber and I have talked about privately with certain lesbian women. After a couple of years, whatnot, where they haven't had any penis for a long time and whatnot, and everything. It's actually like a craving.
All right.
Just to be clear.
Okay.
I don't know where you came up with that class. I don't think there actually is a class called lesbian penis, whatever.
You didn't get your LPS certificate? You got to get the certificate.
The LP. Oh my goodness. Oh man.
Us Tuscans are still trying to figure out whether we're male or female, bro. We're working on our shit. Anyways, so we start off the episode with May infiltrating the Jedi Temple, right? And I'm telling you right now, every time May says that whole fight me with all your shit or whatever, I cringe inside, and it reminds me of Wakanda Forever when Shuri was Black Panther and she said Wakanda Forever, yelled it. And it was and I cringed inside. It's very, very reminiscent of that, but she still says that shit. And I thought it was a really dope scene because we saw her, try to take out Master Torben, who essentially, since the incident where there was the fire, right? And, and basically, the mothers and the family was all killed of May and Osha's. Torben took some type of Jedi vow of silence, essentially. I forget what it's called. I actually wrote it down somewhere. Oh, here it is right here. He actually he took what's called some type of Jedi ritual where he's suspended in by the Force and in silence for over a decade, in repentance for some past crime or some sin or whatnot that he's committed. So he's in he's mulling over yes, thank you, sir. Mm-hmm. That's what it's called. It's a cool name. And I thought that scene was really cool. It looked really cool. You see, Osha, May try to attack the hell out of Torren. She can't do nothing with him, right? We move on, after, she, disables the droid and sneaks into the temple very easily, it seemed like.
Very easily.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it seemed way too easy for her to just hang out and attack Torben, too, to be honest with you, too. I don't know how that went down without anybody coming out. But he remains completely unresponsive to all of her attacks. She throws her kunais at him, does a fucking John Claude, roundhouse kick on him and shit, all this stuff, right? And it don't work. So she's very frustrated. And, at that point, she bounces, and guards enter the room searching for May, but she has disappeared with the Force because she escapes undetected. So, first question. Going to you first, Imran. That initial scene, what did I miss? What did I not mention of the whole, May infiltrating the Jedi Temple scene? What do you think of Torben, right? Etc.
Torben reminded me, you ever see those cats on the street that do the floating yogi trick where they got the cane and they're just sitting, floating? And you're like, how are they doing that? That's what it reminded me of. It was cool that he was in this Force bubble and she couldn't attack him. A couple things, though, right away. First of all, Torben, that beard, the beard looked really bad. And his receding hairline, I was like, that you can't use the Force to grow some proper facial hair and grow some hair back. It looked very strange. And this episode, the sets to me look kind of off. Like, I get it's 100 years ago, but everything looked just too clean. It looked like they were filming at the Galaxy's Edge theme park or something. Like, it was too perfect. I don't know what it is about the sets that were, I was like, it looks a little, but it looks television, but it's a television show. But yeah, this is one of the Jedis that she is going after and's got to figure out a different way to do it. So her flipping off the wall was kind of cool, doing all that stuff, and kind of funny as she just landed on her face.
Which is always positive.
Yes.
Always good.
Torben needs a better beard guy, though, I think. I do.
Well, he's got one of those Keanu Reeves type beards like me, unfortunately. Anyway, Cyberneticshark, sir, what did you think of the Jedi Temple? Fucking intense scene.
Intense scene, huh? Okay.
Sir, when you're wearing Tuscan robes, everything is fucking intense.
No, I don't agree there. Sorry. It gets hot and smug in there. Maybe a little tight, maybe a little sweaty. You might have some ball sack drill going on. Yeah. But you're good, sir. No. Anyways, this scene's okay. I feel that in this show, a lot of the fight sequences are very bland. They are very uninterestedly photographed. Like, I just feel a lot of the other films, TV series have had a lot better fight choreography in the films. And I just feel like this looks way too fake. Like, at least with the other films, I know it's fantasy, but at least they look somewhat realistic to the fighting abilities of the actors. And like, if you ever watch any of the extras, like with episode 3, especially between the Anakin Obi-Wan Kenobi fight, they show you on the background a lot of what they worked on to produce that fight sequence. And it was work and work and work. This looks like they just said, the director's like, okay, go fight, is what it looked like to me. So I didn't think it was anything that great or spectacular. Once again, all I can say is the actress that's playing May and Osha, she sucks. I'm sorry. I just think she's a horrible actress.
I know. And how did the parents come up with their name? Did they use the Scrabble bag again and just throw the Scrabble bag against the fucking wall and whatever fell out, they named her?
I literally feel like she's working with fake people too. Like, there's nobody actually there. She's just kind of staring off into space. Like, she's trying to be dramatic when she's not. Like, she looks deadpan. Like,
folks, this chick actually is the definition of non-binary people. They're so delusional that they come up with names like Amandla that has never existed until the history of fucking today.
So yeah, I don't think that she's anything great. I didn't think that the sequence starts off the episode anything overall anything that spectacular. Now, yes, I do have to agree that that Jedi guy being suspended in air like that was really cool. Like, that was cool. And like, he had the force field going around him. That was cool. But that's about as Star Wars I felt as it got there, with him having that force field. Her just looked like she was a retard trying to go trying to do something. And that's just how bad it was, I thought. But that's how I feel about the beginning.
Okay, sir. Very, very valuable. Very valuable. Kyle, sir. How you doing over there, brother? You ready to talk some Star Wars?
So, the opening scene. I think it's going to be the trend of the show. There's ideas there, and they're poorly executed. And I look at this opening scene. First, you've got Jedi Master Tobin basically getting his last airbender on, just floating there, like nothing.
Very last airbender.
The actor who plays Master Tobin is going, can I get back to Game of Thrones and start making out with Marjorie Tyrell again? That's what he's thinking during this whole sequence. The fight, the attempts to attack him, okay, whatever. They played it up, tried to play it up for comedy. It came across a little bit stupid slapstick more than anything to me. I'm not even going to fault the actors on their performances, because I truly think this is some terrible writing. And I think you cannot judge these actors by the writing they're getting. You have a fantastic Korean actor who went and learned English to be in Star Wars.
Right, and you give him this.
What he's getting.
I know. He speaks better English than I do.
You had to learn English.
And so, yeah, this is This is not off to what I would call. This episode was not off to what I would call one of the better starts. I mean, and it's establishing something that it makes me wonder, and then we'll talk about things that happen later in this episode. But how in the hell have the Jedi been that powerful for that long? Because they are the stupidest bunch of people I have seen in fantasy in a long time. The dumbing down of the Jedi over the years in Star Wars has got to be one of the biggest crimes in science fiction.
Could you imagine if, like, the assassin that gets him or whatever gets him on an online dating site with one of those links that says, like, if you click on this link, I'll give you a blowjob
They'd fall for
or whatever, and he falls for it. And that's how he dies.
Yord would definitely click on that link. Come on.
Yeah.
No, Yord is way too proud and pure for all that.
He would be too busy looking at himself in the mirror to even look at the link.
Anyways, Mr. Andres, the pop culture guy, sir. Any thoughts on the outstanding, epic, Oscar contending intro?
All
right. So just tell me the end point so I can make this quick and painless for this episode.
I just gave it to you, the intro.
Just the intro? That's it?
The Jedi Palace or the Jedi Temple or whatnot scene where Torin almost gets assassinated.
Well, I gotta say, I thought that was a hotel. You think about it, like it looked like a hotel instead of a Jedi temple or something like that. But yeah, so I mean, first off, security droids are useless. Like, what's going on here? Like, so how is that stupid machine? Did he realize that he was getting punked by a little kid, and of course he gets tricked. That's it, And poor security guards. Like, the guards were talking, and you think that the Force, that like I get that when something is not right, they should sense that she's in the building. Like, come on, how could those two guards didn't even sense that she's in there, right? And tried to maybe kill one of their own.
They were watching the MCU'S bleeding edge.
Oh no, I agree with Raph. He said the guards were watching.
No, I said they're watching MCU's Bleeding Edge.
Really, Raph? You say the guards were watching PORN porno. And
I mean, a lot of fucking people are watching us right now, so we must be doing something right. It certainly isn't my looks.
Yeah, no.
I think it's a Tuscan suit, man. Put it back on.
Yes, please, Jeff. You were very beautiful in that costume.
Wrath, you would be the first person that's told me to put the mask and the paper bag back on, baby. It's okay.
Didn't the viewership drop when you took off the mask, Jeff? So put it back on.
It's the reveal. It's like the face off, face on aspect.
Oh my god, the reveal. Yeah. So anyway, May, goes to this Jedi person, really cool one-eye creature, I guess. What do you want to call him? Yeah, nothing much. I mean, why couldn't he just bring like? Of course, we're gonna get to the poison, but why couldn't she just, I don't know, bring the poison in there?
Sir, why are you bringing up the fucking poison? Well, that doesn't fucking happen until like 60% farther along my outline than where we're at right now.
Because I don't care.
Where did that come from?
First off, I'm talking. You're not. Shush. You're not the moderator. Anyway,
you can't time travel during a recap of a fucking episode of a TV show.
Well, let me explain this. So, first off, think about this. Like, Shogun did a really good job.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, that's right. I'm going to that path right there. When Shogun wants, like when we saw characters try to set up something, or like tried to take out the planet, right? Like, it was right there, and like it was intrigue. Here, it's like you're wasting time. Why could you just bring something that was very interesting? Like, maybe she say you were there during the, you're the one that killed my family. That couldn't brought that scene a little more interesting, and that's why she was fighting, because she wanted to provoke him, right? It's like it's just that scene was so flat. And it's like her doing all those jump kicks and all that was just very cliche. Like, I just wish she did something that was a bit more intriguing by bringing maybe dimensions of that fire that we brought briefly in the last episode. And yeah, it's just the show just doesn't do intrigue so well like some other shows that we
It
see.
doesn't. No, it does not build suspense at all, really, very well. But no, let me move past you. Who have I not gotten in on this one? Did I go to you already, Jesse Starcher?
No. That's
Okay,
all right.
sir.
I mean, you guys are hitting all the big points of this thing.
What I
for
wanted to
sure.
ask you, Jesse, was if anything, besides, since there isn't much left probably on that question, if you have any thoughts on Torben himself, what we could have maybe gotten from him. He seemed interesting.
Well, yeah, sure. I'm sitting there thinking, like, okay, what is this guy doing? Why is there's this? Is he just like straight up in a meditative state? I had no idea why he was the way he was, but he's in such a meditative state. He's so powerful, like she's never going to get through. He's already prepared, and turns out that's not the case. We learn a little bit later as to why he is, in this force field as he is. So. I mean, yeah, it was just funny to kind of watch her bounce off, do parkour all over the place and not do anything. And it's about the only thing you could think of to kind of step it up from what she faced in episode 1. Well, now she's got an impenetrable wall. Well, how is she going to get past this? But yeah, Torben, I mean, I don't know. He looked like my uncle. And that's about the only thing I can say about the guy. And I was like, okay, well, he looks like about the most ordinary Jedi, except for the scar across his face. And he's premature balding and all that, but whatever.
He looked like Jeff from American Dad.
Right. But yeah, that's really all I have. You guys did a great job.
Well, they always do, sir. Everybody always does. That's how we do it on the Bleeding Edge. We get after it. So, I got to point out that it's very unfortunate, but the actor who actually played Torben died during the filming. Unfortunately, because he met Leslie Helden and Amandla in person before he had to shoot the scenes for episode 2. And so he actually took the real poison in real life after his meeting with them. Right, and died. Like he was he was so deep into character, right, that he drank real poison, and that was actually his death. So,
rest in peace.
he's like your name's Amandla. Fuck, give me that poison. Anyways, I apologize, folks. So, moving forward from there, we get our next big, huge scene where Soul, basically, who is like becoming the MVP already of the whole series, right? Learned English in 2 days and shit for the series. And Osha arrived at Olega, another one of the made up, they created planets or whatnot that they made for the show. So, they show up in the ship, in Olega at the Jedi outpost. And it's Yord, right? Jassim's boy, and Jeki, the cat girl, from Logan, and Soul's there, dope as fuck being an OG with Osha, who I'm still trying to figure out at this point in the episode, why is she even like part of the team? But there's some conversation between Soul and Osha where they discuss May's past. And her survival, what could have happened, and kind of delve deeper into the past, as far as what happened with the fire. That seems to be such the big cataclysmic event of the whole, sort of series. Osha is concerned about May's motives and Soul's previous failures as her teacher. And I've actually thought that some of the scenes with the Amandla or whatever, playing Osha with Soul were pretty solid, but it was probably just because of Soul. They arrive at the Jedi outpost and learn about the bearish vow taken by, Torben, indicating his 10-year silence due to his past transgression, which of course, is the incident of the fire, right? So, I'll stop there and do questions again. I'll go to you first, Jesse Starcher. What are your thoughts, sir, on these characters for one thing, and this scene where we have them all team up and arrive at Olega, right? You know, to kind of like team up, you know, and head off like the next Jedi, you know, kill or whatever. What are your thoughts on that scene, sir, if you have any?
Yeah, so I'm excited here. I'm wanting to see they at least run into May, and I want to see them meet, you know, and getting the group together to head out. You mentioned how you were kind of surprised, like, as to why OSHA was part of the team, and yeah, there's definitely some I don't know, there hesitancy, especially on the part of Yord, even though you could tell there's a history between those two, but he still has a problem trusting her, which I guess I could understand. But yeah, you know, she's absolutely welcomed in, and Soul has no problems taking the cuffs off of her, unrestraining her, and letting her do her thing. But yeah, you know, it's kind of helping the story along a little bit and letting us understand, okay, these guys, are they going to get down? Are they going to be able to find out? Are they going to be able to get down to the bottom of this and find May and actually stop a possible assassination? So I mean, I was still in it to win it here, to see how we were going to end things, or at least what the climax was going to be.
I love it when you use words like climax, sir.
I bet you do.
I really do. It makes me think of many things. Sir, we're at the con, sir. Sir, I'm sure you must have some profound, you know, well-developed, you probably spent hours on your notes for this episode recap, right? So what are your thoughts on this heavy-hitting scene?
So let's go back to the ship scene, because I noticed that when OSHA had a sleeveless shirts, I noticed a tattoo in, I think it was her right arm.
Is it Shaquille O'Neal with the Shaq?
No. This is like a simple tattoo. This is not like Shaquille O'Neal's, like, you know, Mona Lisa.
Oh, it's Penny Hardaway. Okay.
It's very simple. Yeah. I learned it was actually just as what do you call it? A zodiac sign for Gemini. That's what I found out, which was very interesting. And
twins.
I did not
twins. Yeah.
That's just a bunch of fucking alphabet people fucking jibber jabber, brother. Don't worry about that.
Dude, the typical girl, not typical, a lot of girls, even the normal ones, they all love to talk about zodiac signs. They love to base their life decisions off of it. So
wait, even normal girls like it?
Yeah.
Normal ones?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, growing up, even the popular girls, they all are into the zodiac signs.
So if I get a tattoo on my face of the zodiac sign tomorrow, I'm gonna get some pussy?
No, that's not a zodiac sign. Okay. But anyways, back to the show. So another thing that I found interesting was you had an emergency, right? Like something happened in the Jedi Temple, and they're sending those people to the Jedi Temple rather than someone else. Like, that was the part where I'm just like, are these people disorganized or what? Because, like, maybe their top Jedi are, like, so busy, like, handling bigger problems. And during this time, you know, you had things like the Starlight Beacon outposts being destroyed and, you know, all that other stuff. So either the High Republic, all the Jedi, like, the resources are so constrained that they had to send these newbies to this planet to deal with May, or, you know, maybe they're just the closest. We don't know, but that is all I'm going to say. I know everyone else in the panel has a lot of other amazing stuff to say, so I will create room for them.
They may or may not. We'll have to see. Kyle, my friend, your thoughts?
Yeah, you get introduced to obviously a few more of the characters. Soul, right now, I would agree with you, probably the MVP of the show, which isn't saying much when we think all together. But I actually did enjoy and would like to see more of Daphne King as I believe it's shot called Jackie Lawn. I loved her in Logan. I think she's a young up and coming actress, and I actually liked her character in this episode. She just seemed to be the smartest one of the bunch, if you were going to be honest. And as far as him adding OSHA to the group, it makes sense. He has a history with her. He does trust her. If it is May that is alive, he sees her as a tool in the aspect of dealing with her sister possibly. So, I mean, again, nothing spectacular here. It kind of makes sense, but they do introduce a couple of characters that maybe bode watching through the show. Again, it's going to be to see how they play out.
Okay. All right. Most definitely. Imran.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. This is the part where OSHA's name's kind of cleared. It's just Saul. I love Saul. I'll agree. Saul's my favorite so far out of all these people. Saul is so
Saul's the most attractive actress of the show.
He's great. He's a badass. I love Squid Game, and so far he's a little like Qui-Gon, a little Obi-Wan kind of mixed together. I don't know. I like the Saul, but he is so sure that May is dead. Like, it just deepens the mystery of what happened on the planet with the 4 Jedi. And yeah, it's a little good character building. Is this where she goes, Yord, put on your shirt? Was this time?
Shirtless Yord.
Yord.
I think that was the previous episode.
Oh, that was episode 1. But Daphne Keene is unrecognizable in that makeup.
Hey, Rod, so you carried over the shirtless Yord scene over to episode 2 recap for episode 1?
Listen, shirtless Yord is the only thing that's going to get a lot of people coming back to watch this show. I don't know.
Hey,
you think he's handsome?
Yo, you're been working out, motherfucker. You're looks ripped.
You're shredded.
We all saw.
Yeah,
we all saw.
But yeah, no, yeah. So Venestra, yeah, this is when Venestra calls, right? And they're like, couldn't have been OSHA because she was with you, and like everybody else, Saul trained OSHA. He believes she's innocent, and they just got to find out what's going on.
Let me ask a quick question, and I don't want to derail everything, but I was it the first episode where Saul went to that violent guy and just went, "Whoop, tell me the truth"? And
yes,
okay. So I assume he just can't do that to OSHA and get away with it, or because maybe her mind's stronger. But that occurred to me. I was sitting there like, well, you can't doubt her. Obviously, it sounds like he believes her anyway. But I was just like, man, if you've got yourself a lie detector in the Force, go for it, bro.
Can you do that to another Jedi though? Another Force user? I've never seen that.
That's what I was kind of had in the back of my mind. It's like, maybe that's a situation where they can't, it's the weak-minded that they can affect. But
right.
Anyway,
What if you're non-binary? So because you're non-binary, you're impenetrable.
I'm already got to do too much math. I'll pass.
Nothing's getting through. I don't know.
Cyberneticshark, sir, your thoughts?
All right, remind me beginning point and stopping point again, because several people talking, you kind of lose thought.
It happens, sir. To the best of us, even us Tuscan Raiders, I promise. So the scene where All-Star Avenger, Star Wars Avengers Team 7, Sol, OSHA, Yord, and Jekki show up to check out the Jedi Temple and shit and whatnot, right? And meet Torin and all that.
Okay, so I mean, this part, just like pretty much everyone said, it's pretty much just filler. Nothing really great happened here. I mean, like I said in the first episode, the best part of this series so far has been Sol. And Sol, out of all the actors, I think does the best acting out of all the characters. And you actually, when you see him act, you feel something for Star Wars a little bit. And so I feel that, out of all the things they could have done, at least they got one good actor in there to kind of give us a little something here. But all of his sequence in this portion of the episode, he did a really good job, and I really enjoyed him. But overall, the rest of it, I just felt was like pretty mundane. Wasn't anything that spectacular. It was kind of boring to me. I kind of find myself a couple times having to revision myself to keep watching because it got a little boring for me. And I feel once again, anytime the actress there that plays May and OSHA come on, I kind of just, my brain turns off because she's so bad. And
she's terrible. She's very bad. She's very, very bad at acting.
I have to agree with I think it was Kyle that said it, that Daphne Keene's unrecognizable in that on all that look, all that makeup and stuff like that. And I totally agree. And I think that, out of the other actresses that are in it, she definitely is probably the better of of all the actresses that I've seen in the thing, because yeah, she was really good in Logan. She did a really good job. She was a very high and rising actress, that did a good job. And I think has a lot of potential for further things. But her, her scenes are kind of very minimal. She doesn't give a lot to do, so she really can't show off that. But for what she does have to give, at least that's not too bad and makes it, more enjoyable to watch. But other than that, pretty basic sequence there, kind of giving you more information on what's going on, them researching, getting into, why is May going after these Jedi? And, pretty much, that's it. I thought it was okay.
Well, actually, the actress from Logan had it put in her contract that she had to be a cat person after she met Amandla on set, right? She had to put in her contract that she could not be a real person. She would have to be a cat person in the show. So that's where that concept went.
Perfect.
Oh, perfect.
And just to be clear, my secondary question on that round was thoughts on Soul. So y'all hit on Soul. So there you go, baby.
Yeah,
he's great.
There's that Force love. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel it. All right, Acolyte episode 2, baby. I know y'all are excited. We got the adrenaline pumping here and shit and whatnot. Shit's hot. I'm gonna go ahead and play a trailer to stoke that fire, that Star Wars Acolyte occulty fire, baby. Let's do it.
Last night, a Jedi was murdered.
The Jedi justify their galactic dominance in the name of peace. But that peace is a lie.
Jedi are being hunted.
She was my student. I trained her. Let me be the one to bring her in.
I sense this is only a small part of a larger plan. Some sort of shift to tip the scales. It's time to face the past. Destiny is not decided for you by an anonymous force. If you want to pull the thread and change everything, then pull it.
What are you?
What are you?
I'm Batman.
I wish I was the Mandalorian, baby. Who are you? Where's Grogu? Anyways, so yes, very exciting trailer. Very, 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 to the T depicts what we're getting here for these episodes. I'm telling you, without question. So, what we're working off, here into the episode where we're heading off towards is the May and Kamir, conspiracy at the whatever it's called, the Apocalypse shop or whatnot that he takes over, right? Where they have a conversation and, we are introduced to their relationship or their dynamic, where it's made clear that they both serve whatever master or whatever lord that May serves. He does as well. Now, Kabir is an ex-smuggler who, basically teams up with May and helps her out with, her missions, I guess. If he's, like a right-hand man, right? And they have a conversation about her failure to take out, Turban. And, together they develop a poison, you know, at the shop for her to use, you know, essentially to, you know, to poison Torben somehow. And May instructs Kamir to keep the poison a secret from the master. So right after that, we get the confrontation with Master Torben, right? Where the real actor died on set. You know, with the poison.
They kept it in the show.
So a snuff film? What are we watching?
He was so deep in character, man. You know, so deep in character.
It's method.
Then he had that he had 20-minute chat session with Amandla and Leslie, and that was it, baby. Anyways, so you know, back in the Jedi Temple at Otega, right? You know, we basically have May, Master Torben, Sol, Osha, Yord, Jecki, right? Our favorite from Logan. And basically May returns to the temple and presents the poison to Torin, who is like, I've been waiting for you ever since I met Amandla, you know, or whatever, whatnot, drink some poison. Right? And so he drinks the poison because whatever he did, but he says, we thought we were doing the right thing at the fire, you know, deal, whatever, whatnot that happened, you know, that killed the moms and all that. So basically, Torben, seeking redemption, drinks the poison, dies, acknowledging his past mistakes, right? And Osha arrives at the scene first, though, somehow, like, magically, before the actual Jedi guards and everything and whatnot that are leading the team and know the layout of the temple, she gets there first, and is like accused of, like, initially of like being the killer again for a minute, which was not suspenseful at all. It did not work. It did not fly, right? You know, so at least that was my take on it. So I'll stop there. Obviously, you figure out that it wasn't her that actually did the deed, right? We lost Wrath of Khan there. You know, I don't know what happened to him, but his boy, Yord pointed out, right, that she didn't kill Torben. So I'll go over to you, Kyle. Those are actually two sections of the actual episode for you to cover right there. What are your thoughts there? What are your thoughts on the characters that are involved, you know, that we're working with at that point in the episode? The death of Torben, and then, you know, how they handled Osha somehow managing to arrive at the body first.
So, on the one hand, we're getting a little bit more information about what's going on with May. The fact that she's not even supposed to use this poison. She's supposed to be killing these one of these Jedi without using any weapons, just herself. So that sets up. I think that's actually one of the interesting things that's still going on in the Acolyte is who is this master that is May is serving, and what exactly is going on? I mean, we're led to believe it might be Sith, but the way this show's going, who the hell knows? Torben's death, obviously, again, and it's the story of this episode. This episode feels so much like it's just setting up for later. It's setting up for later. It's setting up for reveals. And I go back to the same problem I have with this. You talk about Osha getting to his body first and things like that. It's one of these things where I feel like the writers' room when they were writing this was literally throwing darts at a wall and literally, oh, it hit this, it hit this, it hit this. Okay, we just have to work this in. And it's not well thought out, and it's not executed well. There's a lot of tropes, classic tropes in this, and it just feels like, okay, what can we take from this? What can we take from this? What can we take from this? And they're throwing it together. There doesn't seem to be this push to have something genuine and original or something even different. We're in a totally different time of Star Wars, but yet it feels like it could be Star Wars that's happening during the Skywalker era, for instance. And I that's one of the things with the show. It's it feels like it was lazily written.
They're making the High Republic boring to me.
Oh, very much, very much.
The audience.
Yeah,
I
think very much so. You have some characters that the audience is, from what I've seen online, is interested in Soul and a couple other characters, but for the most part, you're just like, okay, this could be Star Wars at any point in time, and like I said, it just feels like, okay, how many tropes can we borrow from for this show?
Well, Andre the Pop Culture Guy, sir, your thoughts on that section of the hard-hitting episode?
Hard-hitting, yeah, right. I don't know. I kind of agree with Kyle here. It's like set up. It's setting up something, but not paying off at all. It's like they're waiting their time for the next couple of episodes to answer those questions, and it's like I want those questions now, And it's like I'm very intrigued about May's, going after the 4 Jedis. Like, I wish that's more the focus that we should be focused on in the show, right? Because this is a crime procedure kind of show, like Law and Order or NCIS type of show, but it's in Star Wars, right? And it's the most boring show ever, and it's just we brought up suspense. They're doing that so badly. Character interactions is kind of failing. I don't know, like we need to mix up the characters a bit more in this show and have some very cool, fun thematic with these characters. Like, it'd be kind of cool to see, I would say, with Daphne King, in one scene, because I thought their brief moment in the ship was kind of cool. Because she, showed her how to do the repulse technology, whatever you call it in the ship. So we need more of that scenes, and it's just we don't have that. And then come on, and it's like I don't know, like this show is relying on this twins thing, and it's like you could make a good premise on around twins, Duncan Jones' film The Moon. The Moon was fantastic. It dealt with clones. That's intriguing. And here you got these 2 twins, and yeah, I cannot tell the difference between these 2. They sound like the same. Like, they behave like.
Well, what about that super intense biological desire that all men have to want to have sex with twins?
I gotta be honest. That's not really here. I don't know. That's not here. I'm sorry. So, yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So it was in the. I don't know. This whole thing is okay. It's very cheap. That's the thing. It feels cheap. Like, I agree with one of you guys who brought up, like, it felt like an amusement park, like we're in one of those Disney rides, thing, and it's like it doesn't feel real. And it's like, where is the money going?
Carrie Ann Moss, bro. I'm telling you.
That's true. Yeah, but that's for every actor. Even the Squid guy. Like, come on. It's like that show was hot, a couple years ago. So yeah. So the scene was okay. I was happy.
I think Amanda should give up her pay and give it to the Squid guy.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. So, but overall, I thought the scene was okay. Nothing major. It was nothing else.
All right, Andre, you seem very frustrated by this Star Wars occulty shit or whatever, man. You got to calm down, all right? It's all right. It'll be okay, I promise.
I'm showing my honest opinion, folks. I'm sorry.
The House of the Dragon's coming soon, brother. Don't worry. It's coming.
It's Monday.
Imran.
Hot D.
Dragons.
Hot D.
Imran. Hot D, baby. You know it.
Look, first of all, we're in the High Republic. Nobody's smoking joints at all. I was very disappointed.
Oh,
there's no cannabis use. Let me see a Star Wars bong. Or I bet they got incredible vape pens in Star Wars.
Nope.
Second of all,
Yord confiscated all that shit. Yord was like, nope.
Yord is definitely a party pooper. He's like, no one's getting high in the High Republic.
Yeah,
for me. Second of all, she slipped in once. You think they post a guard up next to Torben? Nope. They decide not to. And it's everything is so convenient. I was like, this guy hasn't said a word in 10 years. And now I get it. He's guilty, but she gets him to talk and just willingly take this poison. It's kind of very convenient, very quick. But you also get the great Yord flip flop where before he's like, she should be in restraint. She's a prisoner. And now he's like, oh no, she didn't do it. I saw her. I followed her. She's cool, everybody. Thanks, Yord. Thanks, finally.
Can you imagine if Yord was like, touch my dick one last time before I die or something like that?
Torben said that? Yeah.
Torben, yeah.
But yeah, that was, so does that count as not using a weapon? This was my question. You brought it up. You got to kill one of them without using a weapon. And is poison count as a weapon or not a weapon?
I don't know, man. I think there's a discussion for like, since he willingly drank it himself.
That's it. That's what I thought. I thought that was the kill that she did without the weapon. That was it.
Yeah. The guy was so disappointed with how bad the character was. He just killed himself.
He'll be back in flashbacks. Don't worry.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, without that dumb beard too. The beard is horrible. I don't know why they put that on him.
I got to get better glasses or something, man. I didn't notice how bad that beard was. I got to watch the episode again.
Why would you give him a receding hair? I don't know. I just looked weird. You can will if you got the force, I would think you could will yourself to have the best looking hair around. Look at yours.
This is Anakin was like a GQ model looking motherfucker. Doesn't mean that like all the Jedi are.
Clearly, this guy. Oh man.
All right. Before I move on, does anybody have any other thoughts? Did I miss anybody? Does anybody have any final thoughts on this part of the? Did I go to you, Cyber? I apologize, sir. My Diddy juice is starting to affect me.
Oh, the Diddy juice.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I mean, I don't have much to say anyways. It's all good. I mean, just like everyone else, this is pretty much filler again, kind of giving you a little bit more information about kind of the ins and out of kind of OSHA MA a little bit. You know, you have kind of that rift and you can tell that there's definitely a connection to them like twins usually have. And, you know, you definitely just kind of get filler here. Nothing exciting, nothing you know, interesting really. It's just more of kind of like, oh, here's some more material for this 45-minute episode basically, and just kind of didn't really progress the story very well at all. And I think it just kind of was like, they're like, okay, let's just put this here, well, you know, to kind of try to make the story go further, but really not give a shit of what you're trying to tell here. And that's kind of how I felt about it. Like this didn't feel like there was much love to it, or there was a want to appease to the people viewing. And that's kind of how I felt about this little section, you know, or the whole episode really. But this section especially, because it just felt like it really wasn't. They could have done without it. They could have moved on past this and went right to more, you know, with more of soul and so forth and stuff like that. So I think that for the most part, this little section was pretty mediocre.
Well, this guy right here is bringing the soul and the heart and the love and everything right here. All right. He's filling voids and everything and whatnot. Okay. You know, look. You know, he's doing interesting shit over here. Okay, let's be honest here. It's very interesting shit here. All right.
先上回すこと以外にほぼデータがないですね。結構ね、ルイズ・プリモ選手の情報って意外と少ないですよね。少ないんですよ。SNS でね、ピザ生地を回しながら戦う姿の動画がですね、めちゃくちゃバズったんですが、そのバズった以上の情報が入ってこないんですよね。今度はピザ。
Look at that shit. You know what I'm saying? That is so much more. that is so much more intense than Acolyte episode 2.
I hope I hope that's one of the actual fights we're going to get in like episode 7 or something.
Absolutely.
That would be sick. May running around with Pizza Man.
Pizza dough.
I'm telling you, when he rolls that fucking dough around his leg on that one part, man, that is like, that is that's Hall of Famer shit.
I love you. You toss the pizza dough to distract, and then come in with the drop kick underneath. While
hit him with the drop kick.
Pizza dough.
There it is. That was a nasty kick too, bro. That was a lot. That was a lot more brutal than any of those fucking blows that fucking May tried to drop on Torrin.
Yeah.
If he could have launched that pizza dough in the air during the drop kick and then caught it at the end, that would be shit, dude.
He needs to work that in. That's fantastic.
Hell yeah. Get your shit in, brother.
Kyle, what was going on with that guy with that poster, man? Of that, I don't know. It looked like some.
I don't want to know. I just feel sorry for who has to repaint the wall later.
Oh.
Somebody's got to change that banner. It's getting sticky.
You know what? I have no words on that one. You know,
I just want to know, did you go in for the sloppy seconds?
I mean, he was no.
How do you get that lucky that you videotaped that?
I mean, there's probably like 5 videos out there because everybody had to have stopped. You know, every angle, guy on the other side of the wall.
Did you see him? Did you see him head bob and a guy going down the street? He like head bobs and acknowledges the guy.
He gives him a nod. He's like, "What's up?"
He's like, "What?" He's like Shaq and Shogun. What's up? What's up?
Shaq Fu.
Yeah. What's up? What's up, fellas? Anyways, so folks, there's no samurais in the occulty. From what I understand, at least not this season. So, moving on from the Pizza Man wrestler, who of course is a Hall of Famer on the bleeding edge. I mean, he is the man. Now, moving on in this again, Oscar, Emmy award winning potentially episode leading up to episode 3, the heavy hitter. We get the ambush, right? That they set up. The team, the squad. They go, to Kamir's shop, right? And like basically grab Kamir, and he becomes like he turns into a little bitch real quick, which I didn't really understand. But Osha pretends to be May to extract a confession from Kamir. And the Jedi team captures Kamir, who reveals May's plan to kill more Jedi. And then they set a trap for May, anticipating her return to the shop, right? So we get like one of the dullest action scenes. It's also so dark and shadowy that you can't even see it anyway, ever in Star Wars history. When Soul and May fight, right? I couldn't see it, so I can't tell you guys what happened. I couldn't see it. It was too dark. But hopefully you guys can tell me about it, your contributions. In the streets outside Kamir's shop, they throw down, right? And, and basically they engage in a duel. During which, Soul questions May about her master and motives and everything. And you see May still doing that shit where she's trying to snatch the Jedi's lightsabers, which I still don't grasp. Understand why she's doing that. But she pulled it. It looks really stupid when they do it. They slow-mo every time that she does it. It looks clumsy and shit and whatnot. It looks like the choreography guy was drunk or whatever, or drank too much Diddy juice or some shit that day. Right? So they engage in this duel, and it looks like they've got May trapped, but she creates this fucking Super Saiyan dust cloud to escape and shit, right? And then Osha has her like locked in to like stop her, but hesitates and like purposely shoots like away from her. I thought they were gonna bang at first when they first like met eyes or whatever whatnot. I thought there was gonna be some kind of romantic scene, but it wasn't romantic. I don't know what you guys think, but basically from there, the confrontation and escape in the village on Olega, the Jedi outpost. The team discusses May's actions and plans her next steps. Basically, Soul calls in to whatever the hell her name is, the green skin, Jedi Master chick or whatever, who, basically tells him he's got to come back home, even though he knows where May's going, which is, of course, to target the Wookiee Jedi named Kalnica on the planet Kofar. So the episode ends with a glimpse of, I hope I'm spelling or pronouncing it correctly, Kabaka in the forest fighting some dudes and shit and whatnot, and taking their gun and breaking it in half and shit. Right? So basically that's the sort of end of the episode. That's what I'm giving y'all to work with here. Acolyte Occulty episode 2. Imran, my friend, if you want to start off, what are your thoughts on that kind of last third of the episode? There's a lot of action going on here during the action.
I mean, I thought that fight was decent. Like some of the force pushing and some of the choreography was okay. It is confusing the 2 times she reaches for the lightsaber. And in fact, when she kills Trinity, she doesn't even take the lightsaber. It's sitting right there. I thought she was going to grab it off the ground, and she just walks away. So I'm with you, Jeff. I don't understand why.
Maybe she just likes shiny objects.
Maybe she's trying to grab it, but some of the flipping and the force stuff, and it is very convenient how it's weird because she gets away and then she just shows up back at the thing the next day and nobody sees her. Back to Kamir. His name is great because he can be like, come here a minute. Hey, come here a minute. He doesn't know who you're talking about.
Maybe she used to be like a crackhead, like thief.
Yeah.
Addicted to theft or whatnot, and everything, right? And like it's part of.
But Saul does realize she doesn't know who her master is either, and that's still my big question. It's like, who is this guy? I don't know. I don't even have a guess. Do we even care? Yeah.
Well, when you bang the kind of dudes Amanda does, you're never gonna know who your master is, Rod. Let's be honest, sir.
I was really drunk. But Wookiee Jedi, yay! That dude is the same guy who plays Chewbacca in the Solo movie. He's really good. Tall dude.
Live action Chewbacca, basically, right?
Well, yeah, it's another. Yeah, it's just seeing.
Is that it, Imran? You have no other thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. She May misses her with a warning shot. It just kind of ends. Both these episodes, like the pacing is so off. They just end. They seem too short and yet padded out with too much stuff, but also like they should be shorter and longer simultaneously. I don't know how you do that.
Episode 2 is flat and it's no energy at all.
Yeah,
it never picks up.
Yeah, it's just stuff happening.
Yeah, that's it. Good way. I'm glad you said it that way. That's all that happens, right, Andres? It's just stuff happening. There's no actual electricity. There's no suspense. There's no, Kyle. What is the word? There's nothing.
No, the biggest crime this show has is this show has just decided just to exist. It doesn't do anything creative. It doesn't push the envelope. It doesn't have you. It gives you, and the sad part is there's pieces in here that could be very intriguing.
Yeah.
But there's no energy to this show. It just chooses to exist and be there. And that's lazy on the writers. And unfortunately, you're wasting some very talented actors in this process. And I mean, the fight scene wasn't 100% great, but it was better than what I've seen in some recent Star Wars stuff. But again, the problem here is the way I look at it is I don't care about any of these characters. I mean, I'm intrigued by Soul a little bit, and like maybe a couple things here and there. I could care less about Osha and May. They're not selling me on these characters, and they're not selling me on this story. And that's on the writers, and I think the writing from the dialogue perspective, the writing from the aspect of they're just using way too many tropes. I mean, it's just ridiculous the amount of tropes I'm watching them use in here. They're not even willing to show any creativity. And again, this irked me beyond thing. We're still 100 years before where the prequels are supposed to happen. And yet the Jedi are just as stupid as they've always been. Oh, we have to talk about this for a while before we make a decision. Yet Soul, who's on the ground, is like, you idiots. I know what she's going to do. And it's just, it's frustrating, and it's sad because we should be getting so much better than this.
I'm not a fan of that actress that is Leslie Headland's wife that she hired.
Yeah, Vanessa, the girl playing Venestra, right?
Her energy just die. It just kills scenes when she's in the scenes. Like she's not helping the show at all. But we'll get into the cast and all that and whatnot here in a minute. Wrath of Khan, sir, now that you've been unlocked from your prison here on StreamYard, sir, what are your thoughts on the final third part of the episode? I'm sure you probably have lots to say.
Yeah, so about that scene where you see Osha with a gun, like he's about to stun May. I can just sense a hesitation. And I know that stun is like harmless, it just puts someone to sleep, but it's like, why hesitate? That's the big question I have for Osha. Like, is she just shocked to see May just come out of the blue, or what? That is like one of the things that comes to mind. But overall, I just didn't like how she just randomly shoots at that random thing. That random thing explodes.
She was like, Stevie, cut your hair too?
Well, I think she was surprised that they both had the same hairstyle after not seeing each other for 15 years. How did that happen?
I thought that's how it's normal. Like twins.
With their twinsies. What a coincidence.
Bitch, you copied my look out of the planet. I thought you were dead.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Imran. Dude. Okay. I literally thought if they're twins, you always look the same. Same hairstyle, same everything. They even knew about this, when she was firstly accused of killing that one Jedi. But
it's been 15 years. You don't think one of them would change their hairstyle and the other one wouldn't know? I don't understand.
I think Ironheart is actually Ironheart's going to appear in one of the episodes in the series at some point.
Riri Williams?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And then I guess with the whole Wookiee scene, I was just surprised. There's two people. They called the Wookiees home like a stranded ship. Like, I don't know if I should consider that an insult or a compliment. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you call it an insult if someone calls your house a stranded ship?
Those guys were spreading the gospel. They were just trying to spread the word of Jesus. And whatnot.
Oh, they wanted to strip it for parts or something, right? They thought it was.
I mean, it is an actual ship, right? It's an actual ship. Yeah. Okay. All right. I was just making sure I didn't miss anything because I thought it was like a ship that had been crashed and been sitting there for a long, long time. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. What an insult, though. Crazy.
That's all I have to say.
All right, sir. Cyberneticshark, sir.
Okie dokie. So the last third of this episode, it gets a little better. We get that action sequence, which was a lot better than the first one with Soul. I definitely feel that Soul, the character, the actor there that plays Soul, definitely knows what he's doing. So it actually looked a little more fluid for fighting as a Jedi, or even just in choreography to begin with. And he definitely looked a little more prepared, and definitely, was, I feel, even more strategic in his battle with May, as, compared to Indra, Carrie-Anne Moss's character in the first episode. And what?
Indra?
I forget what her fucking name was.
Okay,
Indara or something like that. Indara or something like that. Anyways, it started with an I know that. But definitely Soul, he really is kind of going to be, I feel, the catalyst for the series that's really going to keep people coming back because of how good he's doing of a job. And, as, him and May fight that sequence, once again, May is fighting exactly how she did on that first episode, and pretty much any of the episodes we have seen her fight. Very back-to-back, very exact same fighting choreography. And I don't know if that was in the writing and how, that's like how they planned on her fighting, like always to be like very like mimicky, almost kind of like how in the comics, Taskmaster and Marvel is supposed to be like that. If you look at that, she like her mimicking moves, whoever the supposed master of hers is, definitely taught her to fight the exact same way every single time. So I don't know if that's something that was planned for the series or if that's something that is supposed to be a part of May or not. Otherwise, just maybe that's the only moves this actress could do. I don't know. But definitely it seems very half thought when it comes to her fighting ability. And so seeing her fight against Soul, you're just kind of like, Soul basically has no fight here because she doesn't know what the hell she's doing. But definitely that scene was a lot better than that first scene where she's trying to hit the Jedi with the force field. But like pretty much the rest of this, finally, May realizes that Osha's not dead, all this kind of stuff. The reaction that actress has just cracks me up. And I literally was like laughing when every expression she tried to give, like to be serious, it just did not come across well, I felt. And once again, like, I think one of the funniest parts about that sequence too, as well, this last third is why was that one Jedi guy that actually captured Osha along with Daphne Keene's character? Why was he looking through the binoculars when he was like literally 5 feet away from him? I didn't get that.
Oh yeah, he's just watching them.
Yeah,
like he's literally standing right there. I'm like, why the fuck are you looking through the goddamn binoculars when you're right there? I don't get this. Like, are you blind? What's going on here?
He's nearsighted.
Yord didn't bring his glasses. That's all.
I'm like, what the hell is that? Was that like really bad production there? Like, did the director keep looking through the binoculars when you're 5 feet away because that looks accurate?
Check it out, your sweet ass, baby. Let's get it.
Maybe, I don't know.
That's a good point.
But anyways, so I thought that was like so stupid. I was just like cracking up going, what the hell are they thinking here? And I feel like with this episode, like the whole concept of the last portion of the episode is kind of where it really starts to finally pick up a little bit for the episode. But then it's like it's cut very short and they don't give any more to it. So it's kind of like they wasted all that beginning to give you that little section at the end that could have given you a lot better of an episode. So it's kind of like cracking you up through the whole thing going, like bad writing, as Kyle has mentioned. You can't always blame the actors. I get that. But there are actors that are just and actresses that are just bad. And that gal that plays Osha May, she is bad. It's not just the writing. I saw her in another film called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. And she's just as bad in that as she was in this. So she does not have acting chops whatsoever. It does not come naturally. This actress is just not a good actress. And so when I found out that they had actually, had put her as the main actress for this series, like this was way after they had announced it was going to be coming out. And I was like, are you kidding me? Oh my God, this is going to be horrible. And so that was another kind of negative fact going against this show. So it's kind of like, you kind of take a movie or a show. If you think about it in kind of a general thought process here for a normal viewer, you take a bad actress, bad writing, somebody that hates Star Wars, but yet is directing and creating Star Wars, it puts it into a show. Why would you do that? Like, I know there's all kinds of different fans out there that like certain things. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're taking something that is so nostalgic and yet very something that we really haven't seen of the Star Wars universe in movie form or adaptation form. You still want to try to stick as close to the source material as possible, or even make it entertaining. And yet that's not what this episode did. Unfortunately, they really failed with this episode. So overall, I just thought that, out of all the portion of this episode, definitely the ending had the best value and entertainment in the episode.
He said stick. That's funny. Anyways, stick. No, anyways, I'm sorry about that, folks. No, so who have I not gone to on the pit? I think I've gone everybody. Have I not on the ending here? Or did I miss anybody?
I'll step in here real quick, and
Jesse, jump in. You jump in and take as much time as you want, sir, before Andres goes.
No, I only got a couple things to say, really, and that honestly is Kamir. Which, by the way, we get a little bit more time with Kamir here as they start interrogating him at during that, as they raid the drug shop or apothecary. It took me a few seconds, and I realized he was Manny Jacinto, who played Jason Mendoza from The Good Place, and I was just waiting for him to yell like Duval or something like that. But
he's great.
I liked him. Yeah, same here. The police procedural cliche of oh my goodness, what was it? They looked like they looked at each other and was like, "Get her out of there." I was just like, this is I mean, it took me out. I'll just put it that way. And then I don't know how excited you guys are about the Wookiee Jedi. I mean, I understand. I mean, that seems kind of obviously unique. But I will tell you that I swear that I was Harry and the Hendersons came right to my mind. I don't know.
Yes, no, you're right. He's got that big forehead.
It is.
I can totally see that. I can totally. It's a great movie. Harry and the Hendersons, Bigfoot, Wookiee.
Oh yeah. All right, that's it. That's all I had.
Wait, who was vomited on the show?
It's the Tusken Raider. Who do you think it is?
He's over there. I think he's agreeing with me. I don't know.
Jesse,
I can never tell.
I thought you had a lot of profound deep shit to drop, bro. I'm shocked.
No, everybody's got some great stuff. I can't just continue to repeat what Cyber hit it on the head. I mean, he did a great job.
Yeah, why didn't you scream for Cyber, bro?
Sir, I always scream for the bearded lady. Okay, just to be clear.
So Jesse's the bearded lady.
I can be.
I'm the pop culture guy. I'm the pop culture guy, sir.
Yes. Yeah. No, can I put my turn to Kyle? Kyle, I think he should go because he said he had to leave.
I need to go. I got an early morning.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow I got to drive to Atlanta. So I appreciate that, Andres. I just want to.
I'm sorry, Kyle. I didn't mean to be rude with the mascot. I couldn't see the private chat or anything like that.
No worries. But just
I'm very dedicated. I'm very dedicated to my role, brother. I
know. Yeah. You are a Tusken Raider through and through.
Anyway, sir, please go ahead.
No, I just want to say it's always great to be on the Bleeding Edge. I wanted to thank everybody for on. Thank the panel. I had a great time. Hopefully this show improves with episode 3. Just if you want a little forewarning, I'm not confident in that at this point. But it's always a great pleasure to be here on the Bleeding Edge. Jeff, thank you so much. And guys, thank you so much. I just want to say, if you're interested in what we have to say about the Acolyte, check out the Fandom Podcast Network on YouTube or on any of your major podcast catchers. And we will see you guys all later. Have a great rest of the show. Hope it gets better.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle. Take care, brother.
Take care, dude.
Take care, guys.
We love you, man.
Yep.
Bye, Kyle.
Say hi to Amanda.
Kyle.
Who the fuck has the name Amanda? What the fuck is that?
It's like
shit?
Amanda, and then you just add a consonant. I don't know.
Nobody has that fucking name, Imran. Nobody does. Only that one asshole, just one asshole chick.
Amanda Hug and Kiss. Have you seen Amanda Hug and Kiss? Last name Hug and Kiss, first name Amanda.
I mean,
That's a
I'm
good one.
sorry.
That's a
but
good one.
like-
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
All right, all right. So let's overtime here, guys. All right, go to you, Rathacon. Is it helping the Acolyte to have Leslie? I hired my fucking lesbo wife to be the green-haired, green-skinned chick or whatnot because she eats my cat or whatever, and Amanda out there talking about hating white people and wanting people to cry when they watch the show.
No, but that wasn't about shit. That was from 2018. That quote was not about
Rev, is that helping the show? All that?
No. Okay, literally, one of the reasons why I thought about not watching the show was simply because of what these actors have done behind the scenes. With what that braided lady said at Trevor Noah, and even that green lady. Like, literally, her demeanor is like, she reminds me of one of those, like, people in corporate America, like, they're just, like, like, stone, always angry, like, I think you guys know what I'm talking
middle
about.
management.
She may be a master Jedi, but I could out-eat Cat any day out her ass.
Wait, where do you get this whole cat eating stuff, by the way?
Sir, I'm substituting the word cat for vagina, sir.
Oh.
I happen to be a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Hall of Fame level OG motherfucker when it comes to eating pussy, bro.
Gen Z don't know about that shit, Jeff. You should know about
it. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I came here with an innocent mind, and I should have came here with a dirty mind.
Of course.
But look, that's all I have to say is, man, they should have improved their casting, man. Like, man, the public relations, the public image, so terrible. I don't know how to fix it.
They should do less interviews. I will agree with that. It's not helping.
Yeah.
But didn't she say she purposely wanted to hire people who didn't know anything about Star Wars?
Yeah, I think that's a big mistake because you listen to that Yord guy. He's like, yeah, Anakin Skywalker destroyed Death Star, and as a Star Wars fan, okay, since childhood, I'm just like, dude,
but
how stupid could he be?
Here's the thing: the actors don't have to know shit. That's fine. The people writing the show should probably know a little bit about Star Wars. The actors don't have to know. It's okay.
Okay, but look at Shogun. What is one of the reasons why it's good is because the people actually studied ancient Japan. They studied the culture and stuff too. So it's like, don't put all the blame on the writers, man. Like, even the actors, like, they need to hold accountability too. Do you agree, Imran?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's both.
Sounds great.
All right.
Thank you, Jeff, for agreeing.
Jesse Starcher, how is the press tour helping? Is the press tour helping the show? Is it all the buzz, all the circus stuff and all that's out there with this gay Star Wars shit and whatnot? Is it helping the show? Because let's be honest here, the Acolyte is literally lighting up YouTube right now. Like it's every other fucking video.
Right. Yeah. Look, I'm fairly insulated when it comes to like exposure to what the trends are on social media and the buzzwords that are going around about these series. So it obviously takes a lot for something to get such a negative reaction for me to go, oh, hey, something's going on over here. And this is getting like flayed on social media. Yeah. It is bad. So yeah, as far as is it helping? I don't think so. Clearly not. If it doesn't sound like too many people are going like, hey, these guys really know what they're doing here. And I mean, I wouldn't know, honestly, if they did or not, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm hearing from other people. Word of mouth is getting around really, really quickly. So is it helping? It can't be. If I'm sitting here hearing nothing but negative stuff, and it's hard to find anything positive out there because, I get ready for this show tonight. I'm like, well, let's just take a look and see what other people are saying. Yeah. Find the rock that you have to turn over to see if something positive being said about this show. It's tough to find. So no.
I've got a second half on that question, and this is for everybody. This is our last round before we do ratings and our final thoughts. The casting, Jesse, overall so far through these first two episodes, what really, I think the casting really is a major issue. What are your thoughts?
Personally, I honestly don't have too much of a problem with what I'm getting. It's more along the storyline, the storytelling that's kind of somewhat taken me out a little bit.
Okay, so you're cool with the casting. It's on the writing pretty much from your perspective.
Yeah, we'll go that route. I mean, there's not one person where I could say, you know, that person really dragging it down, and that person is. I can see who's doing really well. You know, Squid Guy, he's doing fine. But yeah, there's nobody in here that's really taken me out to where I'm like the acting's horrible. But I'm an easy guy to please.
Squid Guy just has a cool voice because he just learned English. That's all he's got going.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
That's how bad the show is. And Andrew's a pop culture guy. Your thoughts, sir? The casting, all this buzz, all this fucking, you know, this crazy shit on YouTube. Every YouTuber on YouTube has made a video about the Acolyte by now.
Yeah, especially episode 3, right? Because the genetic enhancement of these twins, right, from the witches, whatever. Yeah. But I don't know. Like, you cannot coast that for too long. Like, 'cause that's not gonna help your show to still be in the talks. If they're still doing that, you know, it's gonna be very boring. I kind of feel like, you know, because we're getting other shows now coming in. You know, Hot D, The Boys, and you know the Bear. And so, like, I hope they have something else besides, you know, the stupid gay Star Wars thing. You know, it's like, you know, how many like you have to give us more than that. And if they're still saying that still for the interviews and all that, then they're in trouble, because then everyone will stop talking about the show in the next few weeks when we have better content shows that they're actually telling stories for us to watch. So and I agree with Jess. It's not the cast. Like, I think all the casts are great. We've seen their other projects. They know how to perform. It's just the writing is just not there. It's weak. It's full of crap. It's failing in so many things that.
Why don't you just say "fuck you"?
Yeah,
Andres.
You know what? I should do that. Fuck you, Acolyte. Episode 2. Fuck you. You know, this is the first time.
Are you constipated?
Yes. This show makes me sick.
Took a dump
Like,
right
I
there.
had to take 2 abysmal drinks after watching this episode 2.
I wanted to drink Corbin's poison, but I couldn't. I tried to go through the street to take it, but I couldn't get through it.
Yeah, that's all I had to say.
You can commit seppuku, bro. Don't worry.
I thought I was in the Matrix because I saw a Trinity. I thought I could put my hand in the TV, but it didn't work out.
Just don't do it with a lightsaber, because we've all seen you get impaled with a lightsaber, you'll be fine. You survive, you jump in the back.
Are you talking about Sabine from Ahsoka?
Yeah. But a little knife, little fruit knife, that'll take you right out. But a lightsaber all the way through, she's fine.
Sir, us Tusken Raiders stay away. We stay away from lightsabers. We use sticks and shit, sir.
Okay.
Bro, Anakin Skywalker literally killed many of you guys with a lightsaber in Attack of the Clones.
My people are very misunderstood, and you know, we've been through a lot. I mean, seriously, honestly, you know, people talk about the black people. What about the Tuskens? You know what I'm saying?
Who do you think the master is? Is it a Tusken Raider? You guys anybody have any guesses who that dude is? This is the only thing keeping me watching, is I need to find out who that guy is.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got none.
Elon Musk.
Is it somebody we've met on the show already, or is it going to be
Darth Plagueis?
Is it Darth Plagueis?
Yeah.
Have you heard of the story of Darth Plagueis?
Maybe.
I want to know who's in charge of project management on some of those Tusken Raider villages where there's 120 fucking Tuskens with 3 huts.
One toilet. There's only one toilet for all of them. It's nightmare.
Who planned that, man? Come on.
I think Tony Gilroy should just do everything Star Wars. Yeah. And Favreau and maybe a little Filoni.
What was this? Some occulty shit?
Acolyte. It's pronounced Acolyte. It's pronounced electrolyte.
It's called Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Cyberneticshark, sir. You can have a Bud Light later, but what are your thoughts on the casting and all the wonderful buzz that's getting on YouTube right now for the Acolyte?
Casting is crap. The only good thing that they casted was Carrie Ann Moss, which they killed off in the very first episode.
She'll be back.
You know, I mean, she'll definitely be back in probably in flashbacks, but still at the same time, you get your strongest player and you kill him off right away. I think that was kind of a stupid idea. Anyways, I mean, the only other, like I said, Soul, the actor that plays Soul, I think he's probably one of the best that they have in the series, along with Daphne Keene. But other than that, I think everyone else is just mediocre and really don't know how to act in a Star Wars series. Maybe they're better in other types of things, but definitely not in the Star Wars universe. You know, and in the Star Wars universe, you know, you have a lot of things that are fantastic. And when you have something that's super enjoyable and then you take it and re-alter it, and then it comes out looking like, you know, a donkey kicked a mule in the face, you basically get, you know, trash pile there. Just throw it out there. It's just trash. And, you know, what they decided to do with this, and I still don't get why Disney decided to allow this woman to create this series, or take this, you know, particular, you know, idea and allow her to create it. It just seems to me like they're wanting to lose money, that they want to alienate and lose Star Wars fans. Simply the fact that if you think about it, all the way back when, you know, Rise of Skywalker came out, that's when a lot of fans started getting upset with the series because they thought Rise of Skywalker was a horrible film, that it just did not live up to what Lucas gave us in the previous 6 films. And, you know, a lot of people enjoyed Force Awakens. I know a lot of people loved it and thought it was fantastic. But at the same time, I still think that, you know, Force Awakens really was just a ripoff of A New Hope. And that's why it did so well. Yep. And, you know, literally, if you watch it verbatim, if you were to watch New Hope and, you know, Force Awakens next to each other, it literally is verbatim the same freaking film. Yeah. Just we have Rey instead of Luke Skywalker. And, you know, basically, you know, from there, you know, fans have gotten more weary and more weary. And now with all the different series that have come out in the last 4 or 5 years now, you know, a lot of people some have liked them, some have hated them, so forth. And I feel like this is just that giant pressure cooker, this show, The Acolyte, that is going to make all of it explode with how crappy it is and all the press release that it's been getting and how horrible it is and stuff. I mean, you look up on YouTube, you can look up, if you type in just Acolyte, you'll see first things popping up. Like, can Disney get any worse at producing Star Wars? Yes, they can. You know, can Disney get any worse at making content? Yes, they can. You know, it's one of those things, unfortunately, that you start that domino effect and it slowly hits and finally gets to that breaking point. And I feel Acolyte is probably going to be that breaking point when they're really going to have to reevaluate what they're doing. And, you know, just like I said, with the casting, with the writing, the creation, it's such a great, rich Star Wars property that you could really get into. But because they allowed this Star Wars hater, she literally has said she hates Star Wars, to create this, you're going to make it, the fans hate it. And that's just how that reality is. It's like if you were to say you're say in football, you're a Patriots fan or you're a 49ers fan. And all of a sudden the 49ers, you're a huge 49ers fan. You've been a big fan of 49ers for years. And all of a sudden they decide, we're going to change our name to some woke shit. Or call us some woke dumb shit or something like that. You know, like the white American miners or something like that. Or some stupid thing.
You could mention the Washington Commanders.
I thought you were going to go there. Yeah, I was about to say that.
Exact same thing. Yeah, definitely what they did with Washington. And it's literally, it's like taking that, something that has been a huge staple in football history for many years that nobody ever complained about until the last 4 years, since they decided to change the name because it's so offensive to the Indian people. Like, I don't get it. Like, no Indian people have said anything about it even until that time frame. When all of a sudden,
you know, they even said they actually want to change the name back to Redskins.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, they actually sued the Commanders. Like, dude, you represent our historic chief. Bring it back. They actually made a lawsuit.
Yeah. So my point being, that's same thing with Star Wars. Unfortunately, that's what they're kind of doing here, I feel, and that's kind of my overall thoughts on The Acolyte.
Look, the damage is on top of that, right? If you the way the fandom is and the way these shows are, think of trying to get talent. If you're an actor, producer, director, writer, why would you touch a Star Wars property? It's career suicide. How are you going to get people to direct these movies when you know you can't please half of the fandom?
I know.
You're going to get ripped
The Squid Guy. The only reason the Squid Guy is not upset about the Acolyte and whatnot, and how bad it is and all that shit is he can't understand English.
Yeah, they don't know what he doesn't know.
Or he would know it was all garbage. But
he's phonetically reading his lines. He doesn't know what he's saying. But like, think about if you're going to do Star Wars movies, who's going to direct these movies? I wouldn't touch it. I would touch it with 10-foot pole. Odds are people going to hate it just because of the way things are. So they're really shooting themselves in the foot here a little bit.
Kathleen Kennedy's going to step behind the camera, baby.
She's going to have to do everything.
All right, folks. Ratings time. The big moment. The big numbers, baby. It's that time. Wrath of Khan, sir. Gen Z. Let's do it. What's your rating? 1 to 10.
Ooh, I will have to make it a 7, mainly because at least it's more action compared to the previous episode. The reason why I will not rate it higher is because what is with that scene? Like, she literally gives him the poison, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take it.
I'll take it. No problem."
It's like, yeah.
I haven't talked for 10 years, but let me just drink this.
Just to be clear, folks, as an experienced veteran of like having a guest panel and whatnot, watch people rate all this shit. Like that, Wrath of Khan is just a really nice guy. That's why he gave it a 7. You didn't like the episode. You should really give it a 3 or a fucking 2 or whatever, whatnot. You're giving it a 7 because you're just a nice guy. Let's just be clear.
Yes, maybe. I think Cyber will disagree with you and say I'm actually being real here.
I've had a lot of panels, sir. Anyways, just to start.
You're right, man.
You're rating, sir.
Number will be 5. I can't give it anywhere what I thought the first episode was, so it's pretty easy to say this is probably a 5. I didn't objectively hate it, but it definitely could have used for some improvement and less things to take me out. So there you go. Number 5. I'll give it a 5.
There were worse numbers than 5. If you're a chick and you get rated a 5, but you could be a 2. You know
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. You know, either way, it won't matter because you know the 2 and the 5 both know I'll bang them, right? Cyber, so it won't matter. You know what I'm saying, right? And the 3 at the same time. I hope.
It's a really difference when you deal with those.
I want to maintain the Sith order of 3. You know,
order 66, order 69. You mean?
Perfect.
All right, Cyberneticshark, sir. Rate this stinking pile of Acolyte.
The stinking pile of Acolyte gets a 2.
Oh,
and I give it a 2 because of Soul. That is the only reason this episode gets any rating whatsoever is because of that damn gentleman. Because he is freaking awesome and I love him. And he is a fantastic actor. I mean, you know, from his Squid Game show on Netflix, he's actually done a few other films over the years. I've looked him up and I've seen a few of his, you know, some of the other things he's done. And he is a really great actor over in his native land. So I think that he is probably the best choice they made besides Carrie-Anne Moss. And definitely it gets a 2 just because of Soul, because he really is the bread and butter of the Acolyte so far.
Oh man, a 2. That is low. That's a big difference between Wrath of Khan 7. I'm just a pop culture guy, sir, before I go to Imran. I'm just going to be like, I'll give it an 8.5.
Fuck you.
I hated it.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. It's an 8. It's an 8, though.
Fuck you, Jeff. You don't know me. I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
You don't know me.
Yeah, you don't know me.
The worst episode of television I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
6.
Well, that's the worst with the poison. The other worst scene was when the twins finally meet, and they have this moment of like, oh my, oh,
Did they mate? I thought they were gonna mate.
no, they met already, and they were like shocked because they realized they're alive, and it's like, you guys were alive. You know your twin is alive. That was the most stupidest scene when they actually meet in that alley, that like dark alley thing.
Yeah.
Escape. It was so stupid. I thought that was the worst moment of this.
Wait, what did you give it? What score did you give it, Andres?
8.5.
6 out of 10. Shut up, Jeff.
6.
Shut up. Yeah, because it's better than the first episode. Maybe I don't know. It's very filler episode, really.
It either is or isn't better than the first episode.
I mean, I don't know. It's just very mixed feeling. But no worries. I don't have to review it next episode, so I'm happy. So I'll give it 6 out of 10. Just for my.
All right, Imran. All right, sir. What do we got?
I'm with Jesse. It's average, mediocre. It's their setup. She does kill a Jedi. I would give it a 5. It's just there. Overall, both episodes so far, I would give like a 6.5. But I still see little peaks of potential. And I did watch episode 3. So that was interesting. It wasn't as crazy as everybody was making it out to be. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. Would have begrudgingly watched the rest of it though.
Okay, sir. I hope so. You got lots of. You already signed the contract.
I did. I'm gonna have to
do more of these episode recaps. So we're gonna figure that out.
We'll do it.
We'll make it work, baby. I promise.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna give the episode a 3.75. I have no real words to explain why I rated it 3.75. It's just the number that popped in my head. And so that's what I went with, right? Basically, I agree with everybody else as far as who the MVP was of the episode, who the standout performer was. Besides that, I cannot wait for episode 3 and the immaculate reproduction or whatever, immaculate birth. You know? So, the Force baby.
Like Anakin.
So, folks, that would be the end of our stellar Oscar Award contending, drew a better audience than episode 2 of The Acolyte, Occulty, live stream, bleeding edge style recap of episode 2 of The Occulty. We're done. We love you. We're about to do plugs, right? Where we shamelessly, talk about all of our content and shit and whatnot, and we want us to subscribe and love our shit and like it and love it and all that. So I'm going to start off. Let's see. Who should I start off with plugs with? I will start off with Andres the Pop Culture Guy. And if you give me a moment, sir, I'll pull up your channel. But Andres the Pop Culture Guy, sir, besides picking a different second or third favorite movie every other week of the month, how are things going on the Andres the Pop Culture Guy channel presents?
Very good. I'm up to 958 subscribers, I think.
Nice.
Last time I checked. So yeah, going well with that. I think this month is going to be so far views are doing okay. Not as big as last month, but that's the norm with adjusting the hours in YouTube with the algorithms and all that. But anyway, I recently posted my Mad Max ranking of the 5 films. Check that out. Just to honor the recent release of Furiosa. I saw the film last Tuesday. I thought it was really great. Not as good as Fury Road, but it's still great. George Miller knows how to make movies, and it's really great. Speaking live streams, I'm gonna have Pulp Fiction live stream on the 23rd in 2 weeks. Me, Jeff, and hopefully Cyber can join us. Cyber is going to come along first time in my channel, so that's going to be exciting. So check on that. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Just want to thank the panelists here, Jesse and Amran. Thank you for you guys to come here for tonight. It's been a blast. And yeah, of course, it was great to see Raph, my boy. It's great to see you, and Jeff, you should have stayed with the mask. That was definitely you. Seeing your face is a little kind of creepy. But anyway, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I definitely don't look good after I take the mask off. It definitely doesn't do anything good for my hair or anything at all. You know, it's not a good look.
No, I think
your
true face is the mask. You know, like how Batman's the mask is Bruce Wayne. That mask is yours. That's
I'll wear my Tusken Raider costume again during the series. I promise.
No,
I enjoy wearing costumes. I do so.
Yeah, every video you need to wear it. Every video, not in.
Not everyone, no, sir. That would be too boring. It would be stagnant.
Do you need a Deadpool mask? That'd be amazing.
Oh, that's true.
Jock and Nerd Podcast, baby. What the fuck's up? What the fuck's up, Imran?
Oh, making audio podcasts. We are an audio podcast. You can find it in all the podcatchers. We also just reviewed the first 2 episodes of Electrolyte with a buddy of mine who he has an Instagram account at the Galactic Chef. He makes Star Wars hors d'oeuvres and foods like a Darth Vader grilled cheese and lots of fun stuff on his Instagram. But new shows, new episodes every Wednesday. We will be reviewing The Boys, Hot D, and all the movies. We love action movies. Oh, there's a What the Fuck Happened to Blade Trinity.
I saw that. What the fuck happened to Blade?
That's a series we do where we got another buddy of mine comes and recaps the whole movie sarcastically and tells us. We usually look at a big box office comic book bomb of a movie. We've done like 19 of them. There's tons of them. So that's a fun series. And also I did see Furiosa and I really liked it. It's a good movie.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, I don't have a vast network, wherever, but everybody that I've talked to that's seen it said it was great.
It's good. I would recommend watching it if you like the movies.
I've heard no complaints.
Yeah.
What's going on over at the Source Material Comics Podcast? Just a starter.
Oh my goodness, all sorts of fun stuff here recently. You can see top few episodes are Snap Material, where myself and Evan Bevins get together and talk the mobile Marvel card game Marvel Snap. And we usually lay out about 4 20-minute episodes once a month, talking about last season and most recent season, our top 5s. We have a good time doing that. Recently, myself and Mark Radlich finished up our discussion of Lois Lane, Enemy of the People. We had a lot of fun talking about journalism and the truth and all sorts of great topics there. And then the Unspoken Issues podcast, where we focus solely on 90s comics. I think recently we recorded a few things here. I can tell you that there's a whole host of like 100 and some episodes of Unspoken Issues comics. So if podcasts, if you like 90s comics, we're usually grabbing something from there. Yeah, you could probably, let's see. Scroll down just a little bit there.
Yeah, what kind of 90s comics are you guys talking? I like that idea.
Legion Quest was our most recent one, which was the intro to the Age of Apocalypse.
Okay.
Legion goes back in time and kills.
I remember Legion Quest. Yep, I remember that. Yeah,
tries to kill Magneto and oops, kills his own father. What a mistake! It happens.
I hate when that happens.
But yeah, that's what we got going on over there. So I appreciate you guys. Absolutely appreciate you guys letting me come on here and talk some Star Wars. I had a lot of fun. Appreciate it.
She killed her own father because he named her Amandla.
There's a paradox going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Cyberneticshark, sir. The floor is yours.
Okie dokie, artichoke. All right, folks. If you enjoy me here on the panel or as a moderator, you can definitely go check out my solo content. You can find me under Cyberneticshark on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, Patreon, pretty much anywhere you can do social media. I am
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans people too. Yeah. That one's under Cyber Schnooky, but don't take me for that. Anyways, as you can see there, my most recent is the recent Mad Max film, Furiosa. Just put up my review of that yesterday. Definitely check that out. If you're interested in seeing my 10 best films of 2024 so far, definitely check that out too as well. I put up a few shorts today as well of a couple of movies I just recently watched. 8mm, which is a great 1999 Nicolas Cage film that wasn't super huge when it first came out, but ended up capturing a cult following, especially because of Joaquin Phoenix's role in it. He was really fantastic. Just definitely put up some shorts for you guys there. The Crow, Bram Stoker's Dracula as well.
8mm was a solid movie, entertaining movie.
Yes, it is.
Was that was Joel Schumacher directing?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And getting my Crow on before we do the Crow review soon.
Yo,
so.
I heard this new Crow is unwatchable. Is the one article I saw first reactions, and I love the Crow, and I'm worried. I'm gonna see it, but
the trailer looked rough, baby. It looked occulty level.
A little bit.
Well, I watched the trailer for the first film and for this film, the new one coming out and remake. I've seen a lot of what the people are saying, but at the same time, you got to remember that this is supposed to be more based off of the actual comic book,
right?
Versus what the original with Brandon Lee was done. Yeah. Alex Perez, when he directed that, he decided he wanted to take elements from the comic book and make it into like a sci-fi kind of thriller film. Right. So it's not going to be anywhere looking like the Brandon Lee one. Plus, I like that it's going to be different than the Brandon Lee one because it's still paying homage to Brandon Lee for how great of a role he performed in the original Crow. It being his last film. Unfortunately passed away on set. Being shot by the squib.
Similar to the Torben actor.
The what actor?
Master Torben.
The Crow soundtrack, though, that 90s soundtrack is banger. I used to play that.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That was the whole deal with the Crow movie. So
yes, it was the music. It was
the soundtrack. The first two films were solid because the music was fucking solid. Yeah. The Crow 3 is fucking garbage.
Well, he looks like tattoo-faced rapper. So I don't know.
It's like a man love produced it.
Like Post Malone with textured fringe. I don't know. As the Crow.
Anyways, folks, we like to end our shows with the MCU'S again to a nice awkward silence for y'all. Really, it adds a different dimension to the live stream, right? To the energy. We of course hope that we were more entertaining and more informative and better than the Acolyte episode 2, which I think we were. We were definitely more entertaining, funnier. Without question, on the humor scale, we killed it. We destroyed Acolyte episode 2 completely.
Pizza Man was the best thing about the episode. Acolyte.
Pizza Man, right from jump, took it out. Right, and out acted Amandla. Right, there you go. So, anyways, folks, we like to always just send you off, with a little something positive, a little, God bless you, a little, enjoy the rest of your week. It's almost the weekend. Right? So keep on pushing, keep on working, right? Keep on checking out the MCU'S Bleeding Edge on Friday. We are getting after it and reviewing The Matrix 3, the much beleaguered of the three films of the trilogy before Matrix 4. We're reviewing it. I'm looking forward to it. We played drinking games. Next Monday, House of Dragon episode 1. Me and Andres. Woohoo! And then next Wednesday, boo! Occulty episode 3 recap. Can't wait. Let's do it. Let's get it, baby. Let's do it, Shaq. Yeah. I love it. All right. Peace. We love you, folks. God bless you. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the new Olympic event that's going to be coming to the Olympics this year. New event, Jesse Starcher. They're incorporating it in.
You got to be hydrated for this event.
Look at that. He was the last in the foot race. How did he win?
The dude in the middle just took off right away. Like, what happened?
I don't like that, bro. Hey, that doesn't make any sense.
No one's gonna marry you, Haranam. Like, you have a beard. No one's gonna date you, Haranam. You have a beard. No one's gonna be your boyfriend, Haranam. You have a beard. You are not a preference to a lot of men. And
I'm about that life. Ask P. Diddy. I just came from his house, even though I'm feeling funny after drinking P. Diddy juice. Wait, what the fuck?